Sup guys, it's Malone again. Yes, we're pumping videos up like crazy. This time we're going to be doing a video on the Super May Clues Super event. You have 28 days to do this, so we're going to just briefly talk about it so that everybody understands what to do, what to aim for, and why you should be aiming for it. So first, this event requires points. Every point is required obtained through energy. 1 energy equals 1 point. As you can see, use 1 energy, acquire 1 point. And first off, you're going to select your set, select what equipment, and select the main equipment stack. So we already done this, but as you can see, it takes 500 points to get the set, 400 points to choose what equipment, and another 300 to choose the main stat. From there on, you reroll your substats for 50 points. So you reroll until you select the stat that you want, right? You keep on rerolling and you choose whatever the new one or the old one, and you click what stats you prefer. So as you can see, we have 1 month to do this, so we're trying to choose very carefully. We're trying to look for the perfect substat, right? So first off, we're going to talk about which set, right? And this is going to be we're going to do this for every different categories of players: new game players, mid game players, end game players, and we're even putting a new category called end game players. You'll see why once we talk about it. So first off, for new players who just started the game, who still are trying to do their Warven, under level 50, under level 60, very new players, right? This is just for new players. You want to do speed set, in my opinion. So the reason why I say this is you don't care about immunity just yet because you're still very new to the game, and immunity is more for RTA and like PvP purposes, right? So this time you're just trying to be a new player, you're just looking for your speed set, and the reason why you choose your speed set is because you gotta start your Warren team as fast as possible, right? So you're either go for that attack ring or crit damage necklaces, but really for new game players I recommend going for your speed boot. So you're gonna choose a speed set, speed boot. Reason why is that new game players, they get a lot of free gear, right? They get a lot of free attack set gear. They get a lot of free, let's say, crit damage necklaces, right? They get a lot of free attack rings, right? But they don't get any speed boot. New players don't give any, they only get attack percent boots, right? So I think the fastest way to start out your Wyvern team, you're not gonna get General Purgus right away. You're gonna be using like a Momo tank or something, right? Or a Cosette tank for your Wyvern team. So your DPS, you're gonna need to catch up and do as much damage as possible. So I really recommend getting a speed boot. Speed boot because your DPS just needs it in general, right? So this is like a speed boot is one of the hardest things to get early on, and just using this event to kickstart your gameplay is, I think, very acceptable. So new game players will just go for either your speed boot, or if you feel like you have some rare speed boots just lying around, you can just do your crit damage necklace, right? Crit damage speed necklaces. And for the substats you want to choose for new game players, you're using the boot, right? So you're gonna go for attack set boot, sorry, a speed set boot. Well, speed main, attack percent, crit damage, crit chance, and attack flat, or HP percent, or defense percent. The last one's really up to you, but the main 3 you want is attack, crit chance, crit damage on your boot. So then giving you a good representation of what that boot would look like. Speed set, speed main, attack percent, crit damage are the main focus in my opinion. And you look for something on the lines of the following. Let's say this, right? You're gonna look for that crit damage, attack, crit chance, and attack flat. If you don't want the attack flat, you go either for let's see, what's one of them? Another example of what I'm trying to say here. So crit chance, attack, crit damage, HP. So either you want to go for a more versatile build like this, or you go for the full damage one. It's personally up to you. I kind of recommend this one, the versatile build, so that you could use it later on too, right? You might take it off your Wyvern unit and put it on someone else later on. But I recommend speed boot for new players, just to get your Wyvern kickstarted, right? And again, this is just for new players, like really fresh off the boat new players who haven't even like finished their Wyvern yet. Okay, let's start with the mid game players. Mid game players may be people who are almost reaching level 70, just started to dip their toes into arena, and those players are, in my opinion, if you want to greed out, you could go for immunity set, but speed set's also fine. But personally, I still would recommend the immunity set because the immunity set is super hard to get. You're rarely gonna find immunity gear, right? You're rarely gonna farm it ever. So actually, we're gonna even put mid gamers and end gamers in the same brackets. So mid gamers and end game players are both looking for the same thing, immunity set, and they're looking for either the ring or the necklace. Why ring or necklaces? Because ring and necklaces are the most expensive things to craft, the hardest thing to get. Speed boots are easier to get, and more of a beginner thing you need for it. So ring and necklaces, either you aim for the immunity, right? Immunity, and if you're ever gonna choose necklace, you're gonna go crit damage. So you're gonna aim for something of like a full DPS or a brutal stat line, right? I don't have a even me as an end game player, right? I don't have a main DPS necklace, even on immunity. So crit damage necklaces ain't bad, but if you're gonna choose the ring, you're gonna go for attack percent. So even I only have 1 attack percent immunity ring. This is what I mean by how rare it is for to get immunity gear, right? The immunity gear you're looking for is extremely rare, and that's why if you're gonna craft one, you're gonna choose attack percent ring or crit damage necklaces. And the reason why we choose these two main stats over HP percent is because HP percent, if you're gonna roll for a bruiser gear, right? Let's say you're going for HP percent. The fact that 80%, there's only 3 substats you're kind of looking for. You're only looking for speed, effective resist, and defense percent main, right? And the 4th substat will be anything. And the 4th stat ideally is a flat one. But the fact that you're rolling for your best possible options means that if you roll into the flat, it's kind of sucks, right? This event is a rare event and you won't get this often. So you want to try to get the most out of this, right? So you're not rolling for 80% because you may roll into flat, and it might not give you the best gear possible, right? But if you roll into say a crit damage necklace, right? I don't have an immunity one, but let's go for a speed one, for example. You're gonna go for like something like this, right? You're gonna go for speed, attack percent, crit chance. Maybe the attack main for a flat attack for like your DPS, but ideally you choose HP% or defense percent, right? Your reasons for choosing the defense percent or HP% over your flat attack is because sometimes if it rolls into a flat attack, it feels like it's a dead piece of gear, right? It feels like the gear is kind of like useless. Let me give you an example, right? Let's see. One of my guildmates, he pulled out his gear early, and he rolled flat attack a couple times. And now the ring just looks ugly, right? You don't really want to use this ring. You're only ever gonna use it on a DPS unit. And the fact that it rolled bad means you might not even use it on a DPS unit. So imagine if the attack was defense percent or HP%, right? And now it's possible to use on a bruiser, right? Or like just in general, maybe your Landy or S10. So the fact that the flat attack can ruin the gear means that you're trying to go for something that's more like flexible, right? That's why you choose the defense and 80% over flat attack. Yeah, so that's my reasoning for. Yes, attack percent is cool. A flat attack is cool for your DPS, but it could ruin the gear and the gear might not be used. This event is rare and you want to try to get the min-max out of this, right? Okay, that's my reasoning for mid and endgame players. You're either going to go for your attack percent ring, with your crit chance, crit damage, speed, and either defense or HP percent. Or you're going to go for a crit damage neck with crit chance, speed, attack, same thing, HP or defense percent. Okay. So this time, we're gonna reach. Actually, let me bring a special occasion here. So, the only gears you'll ever craft is immunity for mid and endgame players. But maybe there's those Banshee players, or maybe those players who need counter or lifesteal. Counter and lifesteal are very acceptable because they're super hard to come by, right? Counter and lifesteal gear are very specific subs you're looking for. So if you ever want to just get that one last piece of counter or lifesteal, I wouldn't mind doing it. I wouldn't just suggest not doing it. I even would recommend finishing your set by choosing the counter lifesteal. But then again, most efficiency use is immunity, because immunity can be put on anyone, right? And it's a very flexible piece of gear. Building this piece of gear just for one unit is very hard, because what if it doesn't roll well enough? What are you gonna do with the gear? I really recommend don't building the gear for one unit, building the best possible gear possible, right? So now that's why we're gonna address the whole end of in-game topic. So this is the thing where you are for like the last players, like not the last, but like the highest of like end game plays, right? Where you're not really building. That's what I just said. You're not building your gear for a certain unit, but you're building a high percentage gear stat. So you're looking for the highest gear min-maxing possible, right? So this is why I am on crit chance necklaces, and the reason for that is crit chance main necklace gives a higher percent than crit damage, right? Crit chance necklaces. Okay, so there's something called gear score in this game. Gear score is something the community came up with, or is the percentage of stats, right, from the gear. So a crit damage necklace is main. The crit damage at 70% gives 77 gear score, while crit chance gives 96. Crit chance gives 1.6 gear score. Crit damage is 1.1 gear score for pure 1. So in general, crit chance has a higher gear score value, means the gear is just higher valued. That's why I'm choosing crit chance necklace, right? Because I'm just trying to get the most out of my crafting event. I'm trying to min-max as highest as possible. This is why I said it's the end of end games, because it's not something a lot of players do. This is the only time when you're ever gonna min-max fully, right? And again, I'm looking for HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, and crit damage. The reason why I'm not looking for speed is because I'm trying to put this more on a bruiser unit, right? Bruiser units don't need to be super fast. So ideally, I'm gonna put this on my Landy, my Spectre Tenebrio, just in general a unit that will really scale off this crit chance necklace, right? So yep, guys, this is a very special occasion. If you have questions of why I do this, why is crit chance, it's just let me know. Just put it in the comments. I'll tell you why. I'll explain why. But most players will be in the mid game and end game bracket, right? Yep. So guys, this has been Malona. This is our crafting event. Please guys, please be careful about your gear. Please don't be a jinx. Don't be a jinx. Don't pull out too early, and don't pull flat attack, man. Just don't, please. This is a once in a while thing, and this is a thing that helps you kickstart your game, right? It lets you catch up. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.